so much for coming back to my channel tonight, and I'm so grateful that you all are loving my content. So make sure you don't forget to hit the subscribe button. We're gonna go ahead and get into this Soft Glam. Welcome back to my channel. It's toasting a day. So it is a girls' night out tonight. Y'all know that I love me a girls' night out, and we're doing the hair and the makeup. All right, so we're going to pin our hair back with my handy dandy Amazon clips, which are listed in my Amazon storefront. And we're just gonna get right into the eyebrows. I'm starting with my favorite primer. This is the e.l.f. Power Grip Primer, and this will help your makeup stick to your skin. First, I'm going to gel my eyebrows down with the e.l.f. Brow Lift. I'm taking a spoolie and I am combing the product in. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and put this primer. So as you're getting ready with me, make sure you light yourself a candle, you put on your robe. No, me, Tosin, I love me a robe. But if there ever comes a time where I'm not wearing a robe, definitely call me out in the comments, because what am I thinking? I have smile lines, I smile a lot, I laugh a lot. So I'm going to set those smile lines with the NYX Professional Glitter Primer. And this is just gonna help the smile lines not come out through my makeup. So I'm gonna go ahead and kind of smile, dab that in. And I'm also going to set that with some translucent powder, the Laura Mercier Translucent Honey Powder. I'm gonna take one of my cute little powder puffs from my Amazon storefront as well, and I'm going to tap it in there. So now we're gonna move on to foundation, which y'all already know my favorite foundation, NARS Natural Radiant in the shade New Caledonia. So we're going to use the Real Techniques brush. It's the Instapot brush, and it's in the number 202. So I'm gonna put about 4 pumps, and I'm just gonna lay my foundation down like this all over my face. So first I like to swipe it down just a little bit to get some of the product where it's missing, and then I go ahead and I press it in. So I'm patting the product in my face. So now I'm using my first concealer, the Too Faced Born This Way in the shade Chestnut. I just use this shade first because it is a bit closer to my skin tone. So I kind of just use it as the first concealer to actually conceal. Then I will go in with my other 2 concealers to brighten. I will also take my second concealer. It's also another Too Faced Born This Way concealer, and I'm going to go ahead and use this to just put it in the corner. And this is for my bright under eye. I'm keeping it in the corner, and I'm going to put some of this concealer on all the other areas. This brush will be linked down below as well, and this is a perfect brush to blend your concealer out. And this is the Real Techniques brush in the number 402. But I'm gonna make sure that I'm dabbing it softly. It's actually a soft dab to make sure that the blend is very seamless and soft. I'm blending everything else first, and then I will blend under my eyes last. So I wanna let the concealer under my eyes sit a little bit, so that way it's very full coverage. So I'm gonna go ahead and blend this part. So while that is sitting, I'm gonna quickly take my Black Opal True Color, and it's in the shade Ebony Brown. And I'm actually going to use that for my contour. I'm just gonna lay it down. Put some on my forehead, a little with the actual stick on my nose. I'm gonna quickly go ahead and blend out the inner corner that's been sitting. And it is giving a buttery finish, but it is full coverage as well because I let it sit for some time. To blend out my contour, my cream contour, I'm going to use the Expert Face Brush by Real Techniques. And I'm going to blend the forehead. Blend the contour. We love a very bronzy look. I want to remain brown. When I first started this video, I was brown. I want to keep being brown. So that's why I am making sure to really blend this out and give a very bronzy finish. So the last steps for my cream products is to put on some blush, which is the e.l.f. Putty Blush. But I'm just going to use any random flat brush that I have for eyeshadow. And I'm just swirling it around. And I'm going to place it 1, 2, 3. And do the same on the other side. 1, 2, 3. I'm placing it up here to give me a lifted look. Before blending that out, I will place my third and final concealer for the actual bright under eye. We're putting the e.l.f. Hydro Camo Concealer. It is in the shade Tan Sand. This concealer is pretty light, and that's the reason why I'm using it as the last concealer. And I will just dab 1 dot in the corner here and dab 1 dot in the corner here. I'm gonna blend my blush, so here's a beauty blender. I'm gonna do that first. So I'm gonna quickly blend this out. And I'm gonna keep it concentrated in the corner. And I'm bringing it along my nose contour just to calm that nose contour down a bit. Keeping it concentrated in the corner, bringing it along the nose contour. I put my nose highlight back on the bridge of my nose. And now you see the nose contour is a little bit more subtle and it's not as harsh as it was before. And now I'm gonna go ahead and quickly set this concealer with Huda Beauty powder. This is the shade Blondie and it's the Easy Bake Loose Baking Setting Powder. So like I always do in every video, I tap it in the powder and I also tap it here. And that's just because I wanna make sure that I'm not putting too much product. I'm pressing the powder in. Use that same powder to set everywhere that I put concealer. So here, 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 on the bridge of my nose. And I'm also going to actually now bake. I'm going to place some powder under here. That's the bake. And this is to just catch the fallout from my eyeshadow and also just maintain the brightness as I do my eyebrows and my eyeshadow. And I'll also keep my nose contour and highlight set like this. I'm going to set my contour with the Juvia's Place Bronze palette in the shade Dark. I'm gonna dab it in both shades. And I'm just dabbing it in. Just setting everywhere that I contoured. Now I'm going to use my blush palette by Juvia's Place as well. And I'm going to use volume 5. And I also use both shades in this palette, both of them. So you just take like a fluffy brush and you dab it in both shades. And I'm gonna go ahead and set my blush. So I'm gonna just bring it up. So a very important part is your eyebrows. I'm going to be using this Morphe brow pencil, and this is the Definer brow pencil in the shade Hava. Since my eyebrows are already gelled down, I'm just gonna lightly fill them in. I'm gonna start at the bottom, so I'm gonna line the bottom of my eyebrow. As you can see, I'm going to put some at the top. I don't like my eyebrows too thick, so I'm not going to fill them in to the point where they're getting a little too thick. And then I'm going to try to put some strokes, so just a few light strokes to start the brow. You don't want your brow to be harsh from the very beginning. So I'm gonna stop talking so I can focus. I'm gonna go ahead and take my MAC brush in the number 212, and you're gonna line very slowly so you can get that brow defined. I love defined brows, so that's why I'm being very careful. Y'all, let me know if you can talk while doing your eyebrows. It's hard to, but I'm just trying for y'all. And let me know, what's your typical girls' night with your girls? What do you like to do? Most of the time when we're doing a girls' night, we just go to dinner, take pictures, have a great time, and then we just see where the night takes us. And I'm going to lightly, just lightly use the residue from this brush to define the top of my eyebrow. Because like I said, I do love a very defined eyebrow. Okay, so now that the eyebrows are done, I'm going to use that same Too Faced concealer and just put like 1 or 2 dabs on my eyes to make that my eyeshadow base. So I'm just taking some powder and I'm setting my entire lid on both sides just to make sure that I'm not doing eyeshadow on a wet base. I want to do it on a dry base. So I'm just going to set all of that. Do the same on the other eye. And my eyelashes are already done. They are getting a little bit dirty from the makeup, but you just take a makeup wipe and you just clean them off after. So now that they are set, all right, so I'm gonna go ahead and do a classic Soft Glam eyeshadow look. I will take a fluffy brush, which this is old, but just take a fluffy brush like this as your transition shade. And I'm gonna just pick a random brown. So I'm gonna start off with this brown here. So I'm bringing you all close in so you can see how I'm building the brown shade. I'm just swirling it in. I'm basically just constantly dabbing my brush into the brown shade and swirling it in all over the outer part. This is a transition shade, so it's the outer part of the lid. Right here, I love using this to deepen my crease. So pat, pat, pat. I pat it in my outer corner and I swirl it around just to deepen the crease, but I'm not gonna bring it to the front of my eye. So lastly, I'm gonna go into the NYX Lingerie palette and I'm going to start off with this pinkish shade. I'm just laying it down. So we're gonna use a flat brush and dab, dab, dab. Okay, and like I explained before, I'm going into that white shade, that creamish whiter shade that was on that palette. And I'm just going to lightly tap all over the lid. I'm gonna go ahead and take that first brush just to seamlessly blend everything in. And now that I am done with the eyeshadow, I'm going to take this eyeliner by Rimmel. It's the Scandal Eyes eyeliner. And I'm going to tightline. So I'm going to go ahead and take this eyeshadow, which is the brown one right here, and I will take a flat brush. So this is an angled flat brush, and I'm gonna go ahead and take this powder and smoke out my bottom eye. And I'm smoking out the bottom shadow just to give a very sultry, soft glam effect. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to wipe off this powder because I'm going to spray. I'm getting my Real Techniques brush, and this is the multitask brush, and I'm just brushing away all this powder that's been sitting here. So now I'm going to spray my face with the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Setting Spray. So for the finishing touches, I'm going to take my Laura Mercier Translucent Honey. So I'm going to use that to just set under my eyes finally to maintain that bright under eye. So now for my lip combo, I'm going to take Kiss Professional New York Lip Liner, and it's the Luxury Intense Lip Liner in the shade Dark Brown. And I'm just going to line my lips. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm going to take my favorite lipstick, which is the NYX matte lipstick in the shade Shy. But before I do that, I'm going to use this liquid lipstick by Morphe just to give more longevity. And this is in the shade Virgin, and it's such a beautiful nude. And it's like a pinkish nude. So I put it here, I put it here. So I take this lipstick in Shy and I add it on top. And then I go in with my lip glosses, which is the NYX Butter Gloss in the shade Fortune Cookie and the NYX Butter Gloss in the shade Lava Cake. I'm going to put the nude in the middle and put Lava Cake around. So now for my two finishing touches, I am going to get this Essence Lash Princess mascara, and I'm just going to put it on my bottom lashes. I like to make my eyes pop. That's why it's good that we have the powder still sitting there, because you don't want the mascara to ruin your under eye. And then now for the last step, and I'm going to take my Anastasia Beverly Hills palette. This is the Glow Kit, and I'm going to use the shade Bronze. I've been using this for the longest time. I just love it for brown girls. And I'm just going to highlight on my nose and my cheeks. So we're going to put it here. So now that we're done with that, I will show you all the final look for this girl's night out. Okay, the hair is now straightened. And lastly, we're going to do the scent of the night. So the scent of the night is going to be the Chanel Chance. And I love this scent. It's so beautiful. So it just makes me feel very flirty, very girly. And since it's a girl's night out, that's exactly what we're gonna do for the scent. Okay, so this is the final look. You'll be able to see the full outfit on my Instagram at Tosin Ade with 2 A's. So we have reached the end of this look. I'm so happy with the way this soft glam look turned out. Thank you so much for watching this video tonight. Stay tuned for the vlog that is coming up. You're gonna see vacation prep. You're gonna see just a day in my life, and I'm so excited to start dropping vlogs for you all. So definitely comment down below and let me know what your favorite part was, and I will see you all in my next one.